Good evening, everybody. Two big games to go in the World Cup. Who will be joining Argentina in the final? We will be watching along with France versus Morocco tonight. Maybe the shock story of the World Cup. Morocco in the semis tonight, playing to get possibly to the World Cup final. But they need to beat the champions from last time out, 2018, also. The 1998 winners, France, looking favourites possibly now for a third World Cup. Can the Moroccans stop them? Get involved in the comments as ever. Let's get the chat moving. Welcome, Wolves FI, Hamza, Ewan, all hail Morocco. I think we're going with the underdog here, are we, Ewan? Welcome. Ben, come on. Morocco can... they do it. It would be one hell of an upset if Morocco could defeat the French. The way they might do it is through that stingy defence of theirs. One goal conceded in their 5 World Cup ties so far. But this is a tricky ask, and all us England fans know only too well about the threat of the French, in particular that front four. It wasn't Mbappe that punished the English. They all chipped in, didn't they, quite frankly? And Olivier Giroud getting that decisive goal. Get your thoughts in. If we can get an early like spike, that would be great. Hit the like button on the video, see if we can draw as many people in as possible. And get me your pre-game predictions down there in the chat. Let's have a look at this Morocco team first that's got all the way to the final. Let me know as ever in the comments who you're looking forward to seeing, who might be able to do something for Morocco tonight. Couple of familiar names, especially on the bench as well. In goal for the Moroccans, Yassine Bounou of Sevilla. A few players playing in Spain here. We'll do the fullbacks first because that is possibly the star man there. Achraf Hakimi of PSG, a teammate of Kylian Mbappe's, the latest person to stand up and go against what might be the golden ball winner. It's really between him and Messi now, isn't it? Nasser Mazraoui of Bayern down the other side. Pretty high caliber clubs the fullbacks are playing for. In its centre half, Jawad El Yamik, another one playing in Spain, of Valladolid. And from the East End of London, there you go, Naif Aguerd of West Ham United in the middle, we think, of a back three. Roman Saiz, who will be familiar to many watching. If you look down the right-hand side, from a long stint, 6 years, 200 games at the Wolves. We've seen him in the Championship, haven't we? Roman Saiz, now at Besiktas in Turkey. In the midfield, we'll do the central midfielders first. Azzedine Unai of Angers. Whereabouts do they play? Forgive me, in France. There we go. So he'll probably know all about many of these French players as well. Perhaps the breakout star, the one that seems to be getting a lot of the headlines here, is Sofiane Amrabat of Fiorentina. Very heavily hyped player who's had a brilliant tournament in central midfield. There is, maybe pound for pound, the actual star player there, Hakim Ziyech of Chelsea. We know all about him. We do also know about Sofiane Boufal, who had a spell in England as well. There you can see Southampton, a year out on loan as well. But the thick end of 100 games there, 59 had 20, 84 games there in English football. He's back in France now. Up top is Youssef En-Nesyri, another one who plays in Spain, another one who plays for Sevilla. Let me know who you are looking forward to seeing in that little lot there. On the bench, Hamdallah, Ezal Zuli, Anas Zarouri of Burnley. We are familiar with him. And we are also familiar, I'm sure there'll be a few who'd like to see this guy come on, Ilias Chair of QPR in the World Cup semi-final. 2 Championship players there. Tremendous representation from the EFL there. Let me try and rattle through these now. The rest of the subs are Bukhal Sabiri, El Kanous, Amala, Gibrane, Dari, Banoun, Allah, Tagnauti, Munir, and you can see there Chadira is suspended, could return for the final should they get there. Let's have a little look at some of the comments. Hopefully some bigging up of some Moroccans. Let's see what we're saying in the France-Argentina final coming. That's the smart money, isn't it? Vamos, Morocco, evening to Helen. 1-0 Morocco. Come on, Morocco. Allez la France, evening. Romshuk. Looking forward to Amrabat. Yeah, me too, actually. 3-1 France. Ilias Chair has had a great World Cup. Has he got on the pitch, Graham? His Chair had a kick in this World Cup. I must admit, the only Morocco game we've done as any of the watch-alongs was a 0-0 draw with Croatia. No, he's not had a single minute on the pitch, Ilias Chair. Imagine he winds up in the thick of it tonight. Maybe not favourite to get on there, but there we go. Never heard of any of the Moroccan players, but go Morocco. Absolutely. With two half-siblings who are half Moroccan. Get in there. All in. Good luck to them. If Morocco win to get to the final, first final with no European nation since 1950. Ewan's always good with a stat. There we go. Evening. I'm not going to pronounce that right, am I? Pierre Fio Man. There we go. Either 6-0 to France or an upset. Yeah. Neither nor. I was being ironic. Yeah. Irony never comes through in the chat very well, doesn't it? Kind of needs to be spoken, doesn't it? You need to see people's facial expressions and whatnot when they're saying it. But yeah, I did realise that after you said it, Graham. Right. Should we dive in and have a look at the French team? Do I really need to talk to you about this little lot, though, after the England game? We know this team by the back, like the back of our hand. There is Hugo Lloris of Tottenham Hotspur in goal. Jules Koundé is playing at right back. Left back, Theo Hernandez of Milan. Then Raphael Varane, Manchester United. Ibrahima Konate of Liverpool. So that keeper and two centre-backs all play in the Premier League there for Liverpool, Spurs, Manchester United. Tchouaméni in central midfield. He scored that long ranger past Jordan Pickford right into the corner. Yusuf Fofana, it's not Rabiot in central midfield. Fofana in there. And then this front four that if France do win the World Cup, they can put it down to these four guys, really, can't they? Down the left-hand side, possibly the Golden Ball winner, possibly the top scorer as well. He's out in front on 5. 2 assists as well. Fantastic. Kylian Mbappe still, I think people say Jude Bellingham's age a lot, still only 23. Mbappe could be winning a second World Cup on his way to maybe a Pele-esque total. Griezmann has been brilliant, hasn't he, in the number 10 position, but even deeper than that, hasn't he? Dropping right into midfield and making the play. Fantastic player. Griezmann, beautiful, silky player to watch. Down the right-hand side, look, Ousmane Dembele obviously doesn't see as much of the ball as Mbappe does, but I think he balances them out reasonably well down that side, doesn't he? Olivier Giroud has been excellent in this World Cup. He is he's on 4 goals, I believe. Where's our last matches? And yeah, he scored in both of the knockout games as well. So he's looking a little bit of a big game player, Olivier Giroud. Let me know, with the obvious example of Mbappe, who you're looking forward to seeing in that French team. Down in the chat, the bench for the French. It rhymed. I'm a poet. I'll stop there. Koeman, Thuram, Mouani, Camavinga, Veretout, Guendouzi, Diassi, Pavard, Upamecano, who I think has been dropped since the last game, hasn't he? Saliba, Areola, and Mandanda. So I could be wrong. Someone correct me in the chat, but they've taken out Rabiot then and Upamecano, who did get a bit of a going over from Harry Kane, particularly in the first half. The French lads singing the national anthem, and you do have to say, if it was decided on national anthems, they'd be right up there. France, what a national anthem they have got themselves. Right, get your final pre-game comments in. We're just doing the national anthems. It's about 4 or 5 minutes to kick off. Trying to get home to watch it now. Get a move on. Who is the ref? You, and who have we got tonight? Is that our Brazilian friend, I wonder? Although he couldn't do 2 France games in a row, could he? Just have a quick look. Cesar Ramos, who appears to be Mexican, if I'm reading my flags correctly. Go, go. Malaysia here. Welcome, watching all around the world. Fofana, very underrated. Fofana into that central midfield position, place for Monaco. We'll see how he slips in a World Cup semi-final. Ian, good evening, sir. Graham, 0-0 France on penalties. We can't go through the whole 120 minutes, can we, Graham? Anyone thinks this one's going to extra time, I really hope, just because I prefer not to broadcast for 3 hours straight, which is what it turns out to be when you do 15 minutes pre-game, 15 minutes half-time, faffing about. Look at the Moroccan coach going for the national anthem. You absolutely love to see it. Tremendous passion there from the Moroccan bench as we go down the line, and the Moroccan lads. And I think they're very, very heavily supported in Qatar. I think there's a lot of Morocco fans there. Stadium whistling, that's been going on a long time, that one, Wolves FI. 3 a.m. in Malaysia. Stick with us. Who did we have yesterday? We had somebody, where were they? Philippines, I think. Might have even been an hour later there. Someone will check me the time zones on Philippines and Malaysia. Might have even been an hour later. France to win. Would like Morocco, but I think 1 game to. I'm kind of where Ian is there in the chat. It would be an amazing underdog story, wouldn't it? Evening, Ben. But it does feel like the French are going to chip away and just grab that goal. And you have that feeling as well. If the French score, it's going to be so hard for Morocco, isn't it? To come out from that good defensive shape and go and equalise, and you'd then think, try and take them into extra time, etc. So whoever it was who said 0-0 in the chat, that might be the best bet for Morocco. Just tight. Can you get into the second half not losing? Although against Portuguese, they went into the second half ahead, didn't they? It's just key, the first goal in this game. You do think if that goes to France and the Moroccans have to kind of come out of shape a little bit, that may be problematic. Keep it up, brother. You got it. Good evening, Boca. Come on, Morocco. I can't read those words in there. I saw it 20 years ago. So I've seen that recent years whistling the opponent's national. I saw a great clip of Diego Maradona in the 1990 semi-final, Italy versus Argentina in Italy. National anthem gets booed. He was not a happy bunny. Let's just say he was audibly calling BS on that one. Right, we are nearly there for kickoff. It's France versus Morocco. Do hit the like button if you are here. And remember, we want to try and foster the atmosphere of just some mates watching football together. So keep that chat ticking along. If you'd say it in the pub, stick it in the chat and I'll try and bring up as many as possible. Don't get upset if I don't read all of your comments out. We'll try and get as many as we can up during the show whilst trying to convey the action. Morocco had the hardest group. If I'm right, they've only conceded. Yes, I think you are right about the own goal against Canada, wasn't it? Is the only goal in. Who else was in that group? Croatia and Belgium. Yeah, it was a tricky group, wasn't it? It was a tricky group. A brave ref who prevents an Mbappe final with Messi. Well, hopefully that's not down to the referee and it will be decided by the players. And we are ready to go. Watch the TV guy on the centre circle. He'll tell you when that whistle's going to go. And we are off. World Cup semi-final number 2. Argentina won heavily last night, 3-0 against Croatia. Will it be France or will it be Morocco to join the Argentines in the World Cup final? We are about to find out here on the Watch Along. I am on BBC One HD. If you want to get synced up, I'll give you a timestamp. Obviously, normal Wi-Fi warnings. You might be a bit behind me. And also, as we found in ITV headquarters the other day, if you're watching an international feed, you might even be ahead of me. I know you guys are very good at getting different feeds here. So, yeah, get yourself synced up. We'll try and do that as we go. Dembele down the right-hand side. First attack of the game goes to France. The Moroccans sweep it away. Here comes the much vaunted Amrabat powering down the left-hand side. Duracell bunny of a player, isn't he? Chases Koundé down to the point where Koundé has to stick it in the stand. Let's just rattle through the teams one more time here. Lloris, Koundé, Varane, Konate, Hernandez, Tchouaméni, Fofana, Dembele, Griezmann, Mbappe, and Giroud. For the French, Bonu, Hakimi, Yamik, Dari, Saiss, Mazraoui, Ziyech, Unai, Amrabat, Boufal, and En Nasri up top. Griezmann tries to pick out Mbappe for what would have been his first touch. Just cut out there at source. And the Moroccans just getting a bit of a feel of the ball now. Saiss sticks that out to Dari. Unai. Nice switch of play over to the other side and plenty of space for Yamik. I think on the FootMob graphic I just showed you, I think they've got the centre halves in the wrong slots for Morocco. Looks like Yamik 18 is the left-sided centre back. Saiss is the right-sided centre back. And Dari, Saiss down the middle, and Dari is the right-sided centre back. So you'd imagine they'll try and get the two fullbacks forward. That's the pedigree, isn't it? Bayern Munich and PSG, Hakimi and Mazraoui play for. And of course, Ziyech of Chelsea up on the right-hand side, who hasn't had a kick yet, but we would expect him to have some kind of influence on the game. Mbappe was quiet the whole game against England. A couple of little moments in the first half. He was definitely quiet in the second half, wasn't he? Up the Moroccans. Woof. Now, despite losing to France, do you think we control Mbappe? It's difficult, isn't it? Because I kind of don't necessarily agree that that's the thing. You either win a game or you lose a game. And if in controlling a player, you then didn't control another player, then you're not in control. So I know what you mean, Boca. Yeah, it wasn't Mbappe that did the damage, but can't really be talking about controlling of players if you don't win a game, because that could have been influential in other players maybe having space that they wouldn't otherwise. If you get my drift, Dembele worked out onto the left wing by Konate, Mbappe, Varane. Oh, slipped through by Varane now. Griezmann into the box. Space. Griezmann knocks it back. Good block. Mbappe hit the first shot. Hit the second one. It's going to fall for Hernandez, who gives the French the lead. We said that is the absolute doomsday scenario for the Moroccans. And for God's sake, it's happened within 5 minutes. It was what I want to say was a really good ball slipped through for Griezmann. Think maybe the centre-backs got a little bit caught out by that one. And then they just can't get the ball clear. Let's have a look. Varane. Yeah, it's poor from the centre-half, in fact. I'm not going to say that's a good ball. It's a straightforward ball in. The defender, who is it? Is it 18? I think overcommits there. It's a really good finish by Hernandez. We're getting a great slow-mo. It's a brilliant finish, in fact, because it's about up there where he hits it from. But the mistake, if you're not going to win the ball there, you cannot go in for the tackle. You just got to run and, stay goal side there. I don't want to besmirch the wrong name there. I think it was Yamik who dived in. And this is the problem. And it does seem the French are just fated to win this. They do have quality, but let's be honest, was it hard for them to score against England? Okay, you can say quality for the long ranger and quality, but it seems they just punish teams, don't they? You can call it clinical, but teams have to make it harder for this French front four, don't they? It's France 1, Morocco 0, and probably a lot of what was outlined in the Moroccan game plan goes immediately out the window. If it was get to 20 minutes, get to half time or what have you, well, they didn't get to 5 minutes there. I should say Griezmann tries to find Mbappe and then they just can't clear it, can they? His shot gets blocked, bouncing about. Mbappe's second shot looked good, actually, and it bounces to Hernandez. You have to give props to the left back then for swiping that one in on the half volley from shoulder height. But the damage was done. You shouldn't be able, in the setup that Morocco have got, you shouldn't be able to play through from centre back and be completely clean through like they were. And that's all the left-sided centre back there coming out, diving in and just getting completely rinsed. No, he didn't get rinsed. He rinsed himself, didn't he? It's poor. I don't want to labour the point there, but I also don't want to... I'll give Hernandez credit, but I don't want to paint France as, being a genius creative moment there. It was a mistake, wasn't it? And here they come again, actually, the French. Down the left to Mbappe, stands up Amrabat. Mbappe tried to find Dembele. It's fed back, and there is Griezmann in that nice sort of, not even a half position, he's basically in midfield, isn't he? But picks up those holes beautifully, doesn't he? Yeah, there you go. Get to 4 minutes. Well, they got to 4 minutes, Ant, didn't they? I think it was 4 minutes 45. I think possibly I looked up at the clock when that one went in from Hernandez. You also have to give credit if the fullback's in the 6-yard box, then. Because I actually thought France were quite defensive against England for much of the game. But, you can't say fairer than that. What they seem to have the ability to do, this French team, is if they're on top in a game, they score, don't they? That's certainly what they did against England. They had very little period in the game where they were sort of in control in terms of, possession territory. Obviously, you can argue if you're winning, you're in control, although it's not necessarily true. But I'd expect that to sort of be utilised as an argument. But, yeah, they're just brutal, aren't they, the French? If I sound resentful, it probably means I admire them. Can we get Moroccan counters? He actually just can't get on the ball, the Chelsea man. There is Walid Regragui, the Moroccan coach, who was having a lovely sing-song before the game, wasn't he? He will not be happy with the defending there. Oh, nice little flick inside by Mazraoui. Oh, shot driven in. Decent save by Lloris there. It was the 8. Unai. Good hit, actually. I think that was going in the corner with the right foot there. We're not getting a replay. Hopefully we will. Ziyech. Can't quite get past Hernandez, who plays a bit of a hospital ball up the line, but Amrabat sweeps it up. Yamik. Slid into Boufal, who's come across from left to right. Boufal down the right wing. Foul surely there, not given. Linesman's right on top of that. Looked like a nailed-on foul, that. I will reserve judgment until I see the replay, but my honest first instinct was that Boufal got taken out there in the right wing position. Griezmann, lovely little floater. Mbappe was in behind then. He hit the deck. Any kind of a foul there, and the red card would have been coming out, wouldn't it? You can't be pulling anyone back. Clean through. Right. A couple of things we need to see. Unai, is that going in? That's a great strike. Really good save as well. Hits that really straight. Lovely dip going right in the corner. Really good strike, good save. Thumbs up all round from me. And a thumbs up from Mr. Radio Floyd. Thank you so much. 1.99 on the super sticker. Really appreciate that. He always throws one in, Mr. Radio Floyd, when he's in a watch along. You can support financially if you want. Helps us out here. I'll tell you what it will help me pay. The blooming electricity bill. I've had to have that heater on literally all day in here because it's -5 it was earlier. It was worse yesterday. It was -6, wasn't it? I know if we've got any people from colder climes probably laughing at that. But we here in England are not set up for cold weather or hot weather. We're set up for it to be like 21 or something. To be perfect. Let's have a look. Sounds like a lively one. Indeed-o. Not the start what most of us want. French quick goal. No. If you wanted the underdog narrative, that wasn't the one, wasn't it? Good shot. Yeah, it was very much so, wasn't it? We've been linked to that number 8. Azadine Unai. I never found it buying from tournaments. Yeah, it's fairly mixed. You can get some proper stars, but yeah, it can be a bit deceptive, can't it? Although I think with especially at a club like Leicester, with the sort of data they've got on everybody, I think less gambles, less maybe El Hadj Diouf type things would be how I'm trying to think of an example of someone who just Oleg Solenko, was he any good for Glasgow Rangers? I think he went there on the basis of scoring 5 in one game for Russia. Hit one like that today in PE. Woof. I'll give you that. The land of the tepid. Very much so. I've got the blooming equipment set up because I've got to do a gig tomorrow night. And I have to say the top keyboard was not liking the cold. That has crashed about 3 times today. So it better not do it when I'm on stage tomorrow, put it that way. Might even have to keep the heat on overnight for that, so it doesn't freeze up. James Rodriguez, yeah, maybe so. Was he the golden ball as well in 2010 or 2014? 2014, I guess, James. Here comes Hakimi, who has been pulled back. Foul. And I think Moroccans are going to stick this in the box. Hakim Ziyech with the left foot. It's a nice angle. He can kind of bend this inward. France will have to hold the edge of the area. They're trying to go a little bit higher than that. Varane is just sorting out the defensive line there. Ziyech, good delivery with his left foot. Let's see if we can pick a good one out. And it comes, left-footed. That is a nice-looking ball. Kanate was up. And Hernandez gets it away. Oh, lovely take there by Dembele. His second touch wasn't quite as good. His first touch was filth. It was brilliant. Well played, Dembele there. Held that beautifully. Chouameni. Koundé. Yes. Good luck. Always treat your keyboards like you keep your rabbits in winter. Yes. And we do have 2 rabbits out there. And the most scary thing is we have to change their water every morning because it's frozen over, which is not good. Varane. It's where the goal came from, actually. Varane having loads of time and picking a pass. And Mbappe with a hospital ball there. Work back to Varane. Press comes in from Ziyech. Moroccan's trying to win it back. Ziyech saying, no one went with me. And now there's a big hole down the right-hand side that he's left. Here's the goal scorer, Hernandez. Little slip inside, and Mbappe well marshalled. Amrabat. Good close control. Moroccan's going to get it away. And here's Boufal travelling nicely. It's into the box. Shot by Ziyech. Completely falling as he hits it. It's on the right foot as well. Not good. Not good. Drags the shot wide. Nice counter-attack, though. Some encouragement for the Moroccans. Poor strike, though. He's just trying to get some kind of shot off when the truth was he'd run out of legs there. Oh, mistake again now. Giroud into the box. Giroud, chance, hits the post. Oh, this France team will absolutely rip you a new one if you make mistakes. They nearly went 2-0 up. We're not in massive, gaping, easy chance. He's driven fairly wide there, Giroud. He makes a decent fist of it, you have to say. Yeah, he's unlucky. Smacks it towards the near post. Smacks it so accurately towards the near post, it hits off the post. I think I'd go with unlucky there, Giroud. He made the forced the mistake. Obviously, he doesn't have the pace. Mbappe would have been able to go through and go 1v1 with the keeper there. But yeah, could have been 2 there for the French. And looks like any little error, they are just walking all over this French attack. You've got to give them credit for that. It's it's almost inescapable that the French will punish any errors, isn't it? Jesus, indeed. Timestamp. Yeah, I'm at 17:44. I can give you a proper one in 18 minutes. Guys, if you want to get yourself lined up here. France 1, Morocco 0. France just hitting the post as well with Giroud. Big switch play there. Looking for Mazraoui, won by Koundé. Of course, I've missed a timestamp. I can tell you when we'll be at 18:20. Okay, if you want to line up to there. So we are 18 minutes 20 seconds in. 3, 2, 1, sync. Looks like we're going to get a very early substitute in this game. I can only think someone's injured. Else, we've got the complete antithesis of what people want from the England manager here. Sorry, I think I've double negative myself there, but you know what I was saying. If it isn't an injury, then we've got the most proactive manager in world football here. He's making a sub after 18 minutes of a World Cup semi-final. You'd hate to be pulled off if it was tactical, wouldn't you? Cross went into the back post. Easy gathered by Lloris. It's out with Koundé now in the right back spot. And France, they're just like a coiled spring, aren't they? Just walking pace, knocking it about. But you know, if it goes loose and they get on it with Griezmann, with the 2 wingers ahead of him and Giroud sniffing his way around the box, they are lethal. It might win them the World Cup, mightn't it? If you don't mind hitting the like button, guys, watching in good numbers tonight, enjoying it. Give us a thumbs up, see if we can get as many people in the chat as we can, giving their views on the game. No one looks like they're struggling. Hard to tell, isn't it, when you're not in the ground? But yeah, we haven't seen an obvious injury candidate. That's going to be a free kick to Morocco. And yeah, substitution is going to be happening. So if this is tactical, it'll be brutal for whoever's going to be coming off. No, it's Saiss who did get injured in the last game, didn't he? Yeah. They got a slow-mo of him going, sub me off, I'm done. What a shame in a World Cup semi-final. He did get turned, didn't he, by Giroud on that bouncing ball. So maybe you might put that down to a lack of fitness for Saiss. Amala, number 15, is going to come in. Might be a change of shape, actually. It says on my FootMob app here he's a midfielder. So we'll see if they go to back four. Looks like they have, actually. So I think we're going to get a bit of a change of system. Anyway, to be honest, the goal and the other chance for Giroud both came as a result of it being three at the back and managed to play down the sides there. Didn't they make a late change before kickoff too? Well, looks like that's fairly prophetic, Ben. Looks like a player who tried to get out there and represent his country who just wasn't fit. And Saiss is already out. Richard, evening. Feels like a bit of game over already. Well, yeah. I mean, there's an argument that's going to be true. And if the England game is anything to go by, this France team seems to be set up to, just sit there, be in the game, and then just zoom into attack like maybe they are now. Mbappe, and knocked back to Hernandez and back into the centre halves. And I suppose the big thing now is with a lead, they absolutely don't need to chase it, do they? France at all. Boufal screamer incoming. We'll see. Morocco just need to hold possession for a bit. That probably wasn't in the plan, was it? Sure, they would have been happy for the French to have possession and play off that. But different story when you go one down after under 5 minutes. Slid forward. First touch for the sub, Amala. Here is Hakimi of PSG. Tried to give and go there. Looks like a foul. Yeah. We never actually got a replay from FIFA of the one on Boufal that really looked like a foul, didn't it? Similar area of the pitch. I won't be putting my tinfoil hat on, don't worry. Was a foul there by Boufal. And it's a French restart. Morocco haven't turned up so far. Not yet, no. And quarter of the game is ticked by, if the game does end up being 90 minutes long. We are at 23 and a half minutes. With the French heading to the final, Mbappe versus Messi. Not Ronaldo versus Messi like I predicted. It's going to be Mbappe versus Messi. Varane with a big ping forward. That should be easy for the centre halves. Could have gone home there, couldn't he? Heads it back into the crowd. Giroud sticks out a leg. Fofana tried to put it back inside. Hakimi, cool and calm. Back home it goes. All careful. They're playing out from the back there. Yeah, they've done it fairly well. With a scary moment when you see Mbappe with his speed joining the press. And the Moroccans have got themselves a foul down the right-hand side. Wonders will never cease. No, I'm not going there, don't worry. Ziyech gets fouled there by Kanate. Just skinned him. Oh, Premier League. Liverpool fouls Chelsea there. 24-35. Look at that Moroccan support. Brilliant. We knew there would be loads of them at this game. To be fair to the French, they're always supporting good numbers as well. I think the Moroccans and the Saudis had huge presence. From what I've heard from people who've been out there, there's a reason you don't ever see the top tiers of the stadiums, that maybe they've not all been too full, let's just say. Feels like I'm in Rabat. Not I'm Rabat, but I'll leave that one there. To be fair, I'm a massive hypocrite. If anyone did that kind of pun, I would be suggesting a ban, a yellow card, and sin binning. So maybe I need to yellow card myself. Here is Hakimi, just forward to the edge of the box. Tries the shot. He did have Ziyech open on his right-hand side. Oh, dear. Here's Mbappe on the counter. Oh, really poor from Mbappe. Brilliant bit of skill there. That's a yellow card, isn't it? A clear pull back there by Dembele. Referee says 2 fouls now, but in my understanding of the football laws, a pullback like that's just an immediate yellow card, isn't it? I think the Moroccan staff agree with me as well by the look of it. It's a brilliant bit of skill by Unahi there, and that looked like a nailed-on yellow. It sounds like I'm anti-France on a couple of these decisions. I'm not. I'm just calling what I see. And if that had been an Ipswich Town player pulling back like that, I would have said yellow card. So you know me, I'm not a bison. Oh, Buffal into the box. He's given the foul the other way. And the yellow card is coming out now. I'll have to see the replay of that. A tenth of a second earlier, and he's winning a penalty there. Let's have a look. Oh, no, to be fair, that is the right call. And, yeah, this brings up... that'd be a fun one to play next to the one from last night, that. It's kind of exactly the same thing just happened, didn't it? Where... I mean, the difference is that the French player thinks Hernandez wins the ball, but after it goes, attacking player runs into a defending player. It's kind of what happened last night a little bit, isn't it? But maybe I'm stretching the point there. Please sin bin yourself. I can't. We need to continue the broadcast. We're seeing the goal again. They were done for, weren't they? After that error by Yamik, the left centre-back. There is Giroud running in the background, who facially, I don't know if he's just got the cheekbones and the eyebrows, looks like Zac Efron. Has anyone watched Zac Efron on Netflix, his kind of hippie go around the world program and look at green solutions and stuff? Good. Enjoyed it. Nice one to watch with the missus. One that won't, one that won't split the gender binary there. Let's not go down that road. One that you can watch with your partners, let's just say. 28 gone. Look at those Moroccan fans. Brilliant stuff. France heading to the final. I'm sure they'll tell us they're not watching, but they will be watching, won't they, the Argentinians tonight. Here's Koundé. Nice slide into Griezmann, who looked like he controlled it. Mazraoui nice and tight, though. Buffal comes in off the line. Silly ball by Buffal there. Waist high for Amrabat to control. Giroud nicks in, takes it off him. That's a silly foul, isn't it, by... the substitute Amala just comes in and just completely wipes Giroud out. Good play by the French striker. I would have said yellow card for that one as well, but it wasn't gonna get given after the pullback that Dembele got away from. Shouldn't be the case, but we all know it is, don't we? Always a bit of, well, I didn't give that one, so I'm not giving that one. People ask for consistency, don't they? But I'm afraid consistency is the enemy of common sense sometimes, isn't it? Here is Kanate. Kanate, big one launched forward. Oh, nice work in the right back spot by Hakimi. Classy bit of play that. Classy bit of play by Amala. Brilliant play by the Moroccans. Now they're 4-on-3 here, as in they've got the 3, France have got the 4. It's worked outside to Ziyech. Now pick a pass here, don't shoot. Yeah, he's done well. Mazraoui. Boufal. They're in good shape, to be fair. That's offside, isn't it? Flag does not go up. It's played to the edge of the box. Flag's gone up now. And Unai, it looked offside from my first vantage point there. I don't quite know why he waited for the ball to be played. My understanding is as he receives it, actually waits for it to be controlled by Unai. I thought the flag could have gone straight up. Is that fan standing on the drum? I would not recommend it, no. Right next to it, though. Directing the chance from the front of the Morocco stand. France 1, Morocco 0. 31 minutes on the clock now. I would say Morocco are getting into the game, but having seen England lose to France, little slip through, good defending there by Kanate. They nearly got En-Nesyri in behind there. Yeah, I would say nowhere near to the extent England were having possession and territory, and France just sat and then bosh. They scored when they had some possession, didn't they? So unless I'm seeing shots at goal and the keeper being tested, I won't assume any kind of swinging of the pendulum from France to Morocco. At the moment, the French heading through to the final, having beaten Poland in the round of 16, 3-1. England, obviously, in the quarterfinals. It would be Argentina in the final if they defeat Morocco tonight. They're about 1 hour of match time away from getting the job done. And here they come on the counter again. Oh, they've got it down the left to Mbappe. There's going to be a foul. But they've let Mbappe play on. He goes into the box. Knocked off. Tchouameni hits the shot. Hits Olivier Giroud in an offside position there. I wonder if he's going to do anything about the foul and the build-up there. Big hit on Theo Hernandez. Ref could obviously still pull out the yellow card there. Ooh, ouch. It was the 20, Dari. Foot coming down on ankle there. We all know that in the period, when would it have been? I don't know, 2020 to about mid-2021. They all got given red cards for those ones. Fortunately, looks like we've gone past that level of strictness. Dembele down the right tries to put the cross, and that's going to go out for a corner off the Bayern fullback, Mazraoui. Good spell for the French. Let me know if the microphone's too far away. Should be able to hear me okay. Just leaning back in my chair as the French send Varane forward. Griezmann spots the corner. Referee's just having a word. In it comes from Griezmann, left-footed. Oh, it's going to fall loose, and a horrible swipe at goal there by Fofana. Smashes it way over the bar. Let me know how you're seeing it in the chat. Just has the feeling that the French are in control here, aren't they? Even though we're getting some Morocco possession, some territory. What does stats say? Yeah, 58% on the possession to the Moroccans. Any shots on target, though? One shot on target apiece in the game. But at the moment, the French, as I say, have ultra killer instinct, don't they, in this tournament? Amala, he's been fairly lively actually since he came on, so he's having to step out. Extra man in midfield compared to at the start. He gives it away though there. And Tchouaméni, oh, great break from midfield. He slips it in. And Mbappe, oh, it's cleared off the line. Oh, they're going to have another chance. Oh, what a miss. Oh, it came straight back in from the chance from Mbappe, and Giroud, with the keeper in no man's land, sticks that wide of the post. Oh, they should be 2-0 up, shouldn't they? Great play from Tchouaméni. Mbappe is almost too quick for himself. He manages to drag the shot in. It's well cleared away by Yasmi. Oh, it's a huge chance for Giroud. No wonder he pulls his shirt over his head. Should have made that one 2-0. He did his level best with the one that hit the post. But that one he should have really scored, shouldn't he? Now, Morocco still not out of it. Yeah, the only worry, Anir, is you think they're controlling it, don't you? That's the thing. Maybe, oh, goodness me. Some pressing on the keeper there as well. Maybe this is the exact sort of tactical setup of France of being happy to sit off and then pounce. Maybe they're happy without the ball, which seems strange for a team with so many good players. Oof. Amrabat with a stiff tackle there on Tchouaméni. Going to sound like an old boomer, but drums should be banned from football. Get them out. Hey. Drum in every stadium these days, isn't it? As long as you're not sat right next to them. It's bearable, isn't it? Ooh. Excuse me. The Moroccans aren't shutting up, though, by the looks of it. It's great stuff. Griezmann. Dembele down the right. 37 on the clock now. Koundé. Varane, Konate, Tchouaméni, Koundé. France just tapping it around the back four, as you can hear by the names. Konate. Morocco not pressing. France are trying to pull them out of shape, aren't they? Not back to Lloris. That'll do fine. Keep the ball. Win the game. Solid strategy, isn't it, eh? A big knock into Giroud. Oh, Morocco half win it back, and then Tchouaméni steps in. Knocked into the left back area. And yeah, they're really trying to take the sting out of any kind of idea that Morocco can get in and get in their faces. Just not letting them. There's a big direct one from Varane into Mbappe. They've finally won it back now. Inahi. And bounces back into Yasmi, Yemi, at the back. Mbappe, Griezmann, Tchouaméni, Koundé. Morocco got everyone back. Dembele, Griezmann. It's really good. Griezmann into the box. Much, much better from Yamik that time. He thinks he should have a goal kick there. That was the pocket that Griezmann got into for the goal, wasn't it? Outside of Yamik, obviously, it's not a back four, not a back three anymore, which it was. Maybe he was a bit narrower. Maybe he was a bit, I don't know where he needs to be, but he won that one. But it's another corner for the French, which Griezmann will take from the right-hand side, having a word with Kounate and Nesri. A Moroccan fan there, lady with fine fingernails. Look like they've been done literally today. Beautiful shade of red into the near post. Oh. Varane there before I go any more. Alan Partridge describing someone's, what do you call that, where you get your hands done at the beauty salon? What's that called? It's not a pedicure, it's a manicure, isn't it? There you go. Millwall don't need a drum. Drum, drum, drum. We're too middle class for a drum. I think there's a drum at Ipswich. Never bloody get down there anymore, which saddens me. But hey, it's nice to be working Saturdays. Manicure. Manicure. Masculine sounding word, isn't it? Amala. Oh, little slide in, just too heavy on it for Boufal. Maybe we can't afford a drum. You don't need a drum when your main chant goes moo. There's no rhythm to it. It's just all about that volume. So no drum required. Down at the Den. Let him come, let him come, let him come. Koundé. Varane. You can so see Morocco are set up to counter, and their plan is less effective when they're behind in games, isn't it? You're going to have to go for it at some point. Big straight one for Dembele to chase. He ain't that quick. I mean, he's quick. What I was trying to say is that wasn't a great ball. Here is Yamik, who is culpable, in my humble opinion. Not wanting to bury the poor guy for the goal. His mistake there. Coming out, diving in on Griezmann. Completely misjudged it, which gave the French, which we call him playmaker, that free run into the penalty box. They got a little bit lucky afterwards. Couple of bounces, but it's a really nice finish by Hernandez after, I think the clock said 4 minutes and 45 seconds. As we come up to half time. Good job, Morocco. A tricky little winger on the bench. I think Chris is talking about Zaroury, who, along with Chair, has 0 minutes on the pitch for Morocco. So he may be staying on the bench, but we'll see. We will see. Man, I cure those nails for you. Ian, in the bin. In you go. He's sin bin for that one. Oh, nice slip into the box. Good tackle by Konate on Hakimi. It's going to be a corner for the Moroccans. Going to get first contact on this one. It'll be Ziyech left foot, won't it? So he can swing it in under the bar. Good defending by Liverpool's Konate there. And we'll see if they can do something from the set plays here. Referees having a good word, presumably about getting handsy in the box, which was the topic of the first few days of the tournament, wasn't it? Here we go. Corner from Ziyech then for Morocco. Nice delivery, actually. Good header by Giroud. Oh, overhead kick hits the post. Oh, unlucky. Can they get the second shot off? Oh, goodness me. They get the third shot off from Boufal. Oh, it was Unahi. Full-on bicycle kick, actually, not just overhead kick. Let's have a look. Great strike. Really good effort. He does don't want to be that guy. He does. Oh, it's a good save, actually. I thought it hit the post there. We have another look at that. Might not touch the post. He really shins it, actually, doesn't he? Yeah, good save. I think it is hitting the post without Lloris's hand on it, but it's a good save, isn't it? He kind of makes sure that Lloris, who's playing really well, isn't he? It's Unahi versus Lloris, actually. It was a great strike earlier, which Lloris got down and tipped away. And again, there. It's just all set up for the French, isn't it? Hey, to win this damn thing. Their attack plays in like little 2-minute waves and seem to score every single time, and their keeper's playing really well as well. Blah. Making a video soon about it. Oh, that sounds interesting. Let me know when that's made. Oof. 3 minutes of stoppage time. The Moroccans really, really would be a huge goal if they could score right now. Got up a little bit of territory with this second set play now. Obviously, hit the post from the first one. They could just, even if it's a muggy old goal, that does reset things at half time, doesn't it? Here it comes. Ziyech in again. Oh, Hakimi up with Lloris. Please don't tell me that's a foul. Lloris has got it. Just looked like a 50-50 there. I didn't see any kind of foul by Hakimi. No, fair jump by both of them. Lloris catches it, second attempt. Let's hope he doesn't spot this and stick it down for a free kick. Uh, 46-12 on the clock. 2 minutes minimum stoppage time. Morocco stepping it up before the break. Yeah, best territory they've had with the set plays. And I know set plays can sometimes be deceptive, especially if you're not winning the first contacts. But they did, and they hit the bloody post, didn't they? Here they come again, actually. Morocco, it's good. Knocked off by Ziyech. Cross goes in low. With a shanky clearance from Kanate. And Hakimi is going to take the throw in. Ending the half well, Morocco. France just need to see it out for another sort of 70 seconds. Actually, foul. Really silly foul as well. Especially given Morocco have got Ziyech. Buffon wants a yellow card. It's Fofana. Buffon's still asking for a yellow card. We haven't had one come out yet this half, have we? Ziyech then, right over on the right-hand touchline. You're going to swing this one in under the bar with the left foot. Really tight, massive bodies in there. Someone's going to need to spin off and run to the back post, you'd think. In goes the delivery. It's another good one from Ziyech. Well played, Lloris, who stood up really well to these set plays. Foul on Amrabat then by Mbappe. If he didn't foul him, I think they were 2-on-1, and it would have been Mbappe and Dembele. I was looking at it, they're just showing a replay there in the box. The Moroccans are saying, was there some pushing and pulling going on? I had my eyes on the wrong player, I have to say. Can't give an opinion. Oh, clever idea from Ziyech. Everyone was looking to the right-hand side as Lloris looked out from the goal. He put it the other way. And that is that. Half-time. France 1, Morocco 0. Theo Hernandez within 5 minutes. Let's have a look at the nut. It's a really good finish, actually, by Hernandez. It's a mistake by the left centre-back, Yamik, in the build-up. Comes out to tackle Griezmann, leaves himself in an all-or-nothing position, and he got nothing, I'm afraid. A couple of lucky bounces, but then really good. Sort of shoulder-high volley, half volley in. Otherwise, Morocco have had a couple of chances. Both from Unahi, the central midfielder. One driven shot, well saved by Lloris down to his left. Overhead kick, well saved by Lloris. French keeper's playing really well. But Olivier Giroud steamed in behind Saïs, who we think was injured at this point and had to go off not long afterwards. Unlucky to hit the post there, and Giroud should have made it 2-0. That slide through and Mbappe's shot was knocked out. So swings and roundabouts. We can't just factor in the Morocco efforts, can we? Because France could have been 2-0 up. Couldn't they? Well done. Morocco behind and trying to score. David, I am very well, thank you, sir. As we go into half time, I'll give you the numbers in a minute, but if you want to set the agenda here at half time, we can answer some questions. I will disappear for a minor comfort break in just a jiffy, but if you want to get any questions in, that'd be grand. Let's have a look at the numbers. So 56-44 in Morocco's favour in the possession there. We know, we saw it against England, it was a similar number, wasn't it? France are quite happy to just sit and then bosh, away they go. I'm not saying they're a counter-attack team. They're a pick-their-moments team is what they are. But look, 9 shots to 5. 0.16 on the XG, 1.19 for the French is, if the second half plays out that way, you would think the French would be headed off to the final, wouldn't you? There we go. Right. I will return. If you want to get any questions in, any topics and whatnot, we'll get back to them. We must say a big thank you, though, first. David, as ever, such a generous supporter of us and over on the Blue Monday channel. Thank you, David. €10 on the Super Chat. Very, very much appreciated. Ian, good evening, sir. Good to hear from you. Just seeing that goal. It's a really good finish, isn't it, by Hernandez. He's got no gap. He's just got to control it, keep it as low as he can. And he does exactly that. It's a great question down here. I will answer it on the way back. In fact, let's give you a choice here. Feeding the ducks. That sounds quite fun. So we will see you in a couple of minutes. I'm going to put the Be Right Back sign up and leave you with Feeding the Ducks. See you in a bit. Welcome back, everybody. It's France 1, Morocco 0. I just ate a biscuit. This one's all right, isn't it? Feeding the ducks. Let's do my proper radio edit. Down it goes. Right. Let's do some halftime Q&A. Where is that question? I've just been thinking about that. Right, there you go. Excuse me. If Deschamps wins this World Cup, as well as a Euro final, he'll surely be considered the greatest international manager of all time. So that's include if he wins this and the next Euros, is what you're saying. Yeah, he possibly would be then, wouldn't he? It's difficult because can someone fact check me? So Del Bosque of Spain, they won 3 back-to-back, didn't they? They won Euros, World Cup, Euros in 08. Is that right? 10 and 12. But there's an argument that maybe Pep Guardiola had a bigger hand in that triumph than Del Bosque. Look, obviously, that's very unfair to the brilliant job that Del Bosque did. But obviously, a bit like the Dutch team in the 70s, been built around the Ajax side. That Spanish team was built around Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi. David Villa was at Barcelona as well, wasn't he? Puyol, Piqué were both there. Casillas from Real Madrid. There's an argument that, chicken or the egg, which comes first. I'm trying to think. Great international managers. You've got to. I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy who won the Euros with Greece. For that one-off achievement has got to be up there. Just as a one-off. Can't remember who it was though. Thoughts on the first half? France have this odd just control, don't they? They can sit and then they go bang. And it just strikes me that whenever they go bang, they're scoring, aren't they? And they just look like a very good bet to win the whole thing. Obviously, that's very easy for me to say with half of the semi-final already played. But yeah, I just get a sense of French control, actually. Argentina are well equipped to beat these two sides. Yeah, perhaps. Perhaps it will certainly be an outright fight the way the Argentinians have played in the last couple of games there, wasn't it? David agrees. If luck is a significant element in football, we may as well hand France the trophy now. I know what you mean, Ian. I think that I do believe in momentum, which might be more quantifiable than perhaps luck and confidence as well, and just getting in the right moment there. So still something in this from Morocco. Next goal, vital. Yeah, we said, I think before you arrived, Ian, first goal, utterly vital in this game. Morocco had scored before half-time, then the symbolic pendulum would have started to turn. Yeah, France just weren't going to concede, were they, from that? Off the little tip onto the post as well. Wenlock, thank you so much. $8.99 on the Super Chat. We thank you kindly for that one. Ralph, which of the current bottom 3, Wolves, Southampton, Forest, are most likely to get out of trouble? Might throw that one back into the chat. It's so difficult to answer, and I'll try and answer it, but so difficult to answer just before January because significant things can happen in the January transfer window. I'd love to say Forest because they've just come out of the Championship. I'll leave it with the chat, that one. Am I a Sheffield United fan? I'm not. I'm a fan of Sheffield United. Enjoyed covering them under Chris Wilder greatly, and always made very welcome whenever I'm up there. I'm very often stopped for a chat and whatnot there. But I support Ipswich Town. But yeah, big fan of Sheffield United. Wenlock, do you think all the England players will be back for the Boxing Day fixtures? I think the majority of them will be. There'll be a couple of them that they'll have already planned it in, won't they? That they won't be coming back in those games. Michael, I like my World Cup winners to have an unbeaten tournament. This is a flaw in the competition. I don't think it's a flaw in the competition. I think however you make it, teams will find their way through. And I'm trying to think of teams. Obviously, the Spanish team in 2010 lost the first game, didn't they, against Switzerland? But if we have a group stage, then yeah, you can lose a game before the knockouts. Indeed, I don't think it's a flaw. I don't think you're ever going to get a straight knockout tournament, which would be the only way a team can't lose and would have to go right through. I think, am I right? Someone fact check me on this. Only Brazil in 2002 are the only team to have won 7 for 7 in the World Cup. It was only 6 games, wasn't it? Possibly up until 19. It was 1990, and it was around the 16. Egypt, Belgium, Cameroon. No. Some of the earlier time, I think in 66, England only played 6 games, didn't they? But no, I don't find it a flaw. But yeah, just with TV now, you're never gonna get a pure knockout tournament where you could lose one of the big draws, money wise and ratings wise on TV in the first game. They will not be allowing that to happen, will they? Forest for Ian. Wolves, too much quality. I support Swansea and Cardiff. Yeah. I've had nothing but nice things to say about Swansea and Cardiff. Maybe, I don't know if we've got any Welsh fans in, but a couple of prickly people accusing me of being not anti-Swansea or Cardiff, but actually anti-Welsh, which is quite ridiculous if you knew the genealogy of the mother of my child. Which includes Welsh quite not very far back down the line, put it that way. West Germany lost to East Germany in 74. I'm trying to think of other... obviously, I think the point that Michael's making is that France lost their last group game, didn't they, in this tournament? It doesn't so much bother me. There we go. We do have Welsh representation. As a Swans fan, I'm anti-Cardiff. Absolutely. I'm anti-Cardiff and Swansea. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm anti-nobody. There you go. If you had a straight knockout World Cup, you could get a team travel halfway around the world. Well, it's not even just the teams, Ian, isn't it? Totally agree with the point. It's the fans as well. You know, if they've booked hotels and travel for 4 weeks or whatever, and, you know, it just will never happen, will it? But unless we get some absurd Champion of Champions tournament, which is straight knockout, which I'm sure they'll try and do for TV at one point. The Copa America winner, the European Championship winner, the AFCON winner, and, you know, whatever else. All in a quick bang, bang, bang. Are you saying you're anti-anti? Don't know about that. The silliest thing is that being anti-anti, it's not a very balanced position, isn't it? You can't just be anti-anti. Amp music. Yes, Ian, we are off and running again. I'll give you a timestamp. Second half has started. France won Morocco. We're going to be at 46 minutes here in 3, 2, 1. Sync. I'm on BBC One HD. Again, if you're on any kind of Wi-Fi feed or any international feed, you might be slightly out with me. So do get yourself lined up. And our 2 teams, as you are watching here, are in goal. For France, Lloris, who's playing very nicely, isn't he? Koundé, Varane, Kanate, Hernandez across the back. Fofana in for Rabiot, by the way. Kanate in for Upamecano. Tchouaméni in central midfield. Dembele, Griezmann, Mbappe, Giroud. That stacked front four for France that I'm quite grudgingly admiring as they seem to be ebbing towards perhaps winning this World Cup. Oh, here goes Mbappe down the left-hand side. Got a bit of space. Amrabat, though, all comes in. Mbappe skinned him. Mbappe across the box. He didn't quite have the composure Messi did yesterday. He drilled that across, whereas Messi, from the other side of the pitch, played a perfect cutback there. Still, electric bit of play by Mbappe to get around his man. Griezmann is going to try and keep the pressure on, but they're just happy to keep that ball, France, aren't they? While they're doing that, we'll give you the Moroccan team. Bounou in goal. That is no longer a three centre-backs because Saïs, as you can see, has gone out, replaced in the middle of the first half by Amala. Also, Allah has come in for Mazraoui. He was playing quite well at left back, wasn't he? That must be an injury then. So those two are in. Keeper Bounou, Yamik, mistake for the goal. Oh, slipped into the box looking for Mbappe, who went down. Follow through, hit the keeper there. I need to see a replay there because I was looking up. Right, let me finally do these damn teams. Boufal, Amrabat, Unahi, who's had a couple of good strikes, unlucky not to score. Ziyech and Nesri. Right, let's have a look at this. It was Griezmann slipped it through. He's onside, isn't he? Mbappe. No, he does nothing wrong in terms of sliding into the keeper. He just loses his stride, doesn't he? Down he goes. And yeah, just catches him on the knee. But my spidey senses say that was a racing incident coming together there. Mazraoui off. Yes. Not good. You're on the Papa John's trophy in there. So we could have had Sutton United if they hadn't got past. Oh, we've got Ian in the chat. He's probably at that game. Rotherham last year in a crazy Papa John's fun. What was that? It was like 4-2 with a minute to go or something, wasn't it? Rotherham got back in it. Hakimi. Ziyech tries that one inside to Unahi. Cleared out. Sorry if you can hear my phone beeping. I don't know what it's doing. Stick it out of the way. I finally got a new phone, for goodness sake. Although I don't know why Apple have decided that they're going to put that across the clock. And yes, I know I can change the screen. I can't be bothered. That's the thing. Here is Unahi, who's having a good game, isn't he? Number 8 for Morocco in central midfield. Hakimi. Ziyech, bit of space. He wants that on his left foot, of course, doesn't he? He's gone on the right. Decent cross, actually, to the near post. Hooked away by Kanate. Looked like a little shove there on Mbappe. Maybe Mbappe's slightly dramatic fall. Excuse me. Persuading the referee against giving the foul. Amrabat. What phone is it? It's a new iPhone. To be fair, the last iPhone I had was an iPhone 7. I hadn't upgraded it, and Shaylee was saying to me, they're on 14 now, Ben. You missed half the generations. Into the box goes Hakimi. Kanate is in the way of everything at the back there. Here goes Mbappe. Look at the speed. Oh, Mbappe's skinned too now. He's gone down the left-hand side. Oh, he's been fouled there, hasn't he? Not given. Oh, I did think that was a foul the second time by Amrabat. I will wait for the replay. Mbappe put the afterburners on there. The ball's all the way back through with Lloris, and we're probably going to watch about 20 replays. That looked like a foul to me, I have to say, on first instinct. Oh, does he catch him? Need to see the replay of that again. The fact I'm finding it so hard to tell might mean it wasn't a foul. He certainly went in heavily there, Amrabat. Mbappe stays down. Be nice if we could see that again, please, FIFA. Let me know in the chat. Did you catch him or not? I've seen it twice now. They didn't really have it slowed down that time, did they? It was close up, but relatively normal in terms of speed. He looks absolutely fine. Mbappe. All I would say is it was a bit of a risky decision to throw himself in like that, Amrabat. And we've not seen a useful enough replay for me to give you any more sensible opinion than to say on first viewing, it looked like a foul, but I haven't seen anything more learned in the replays. But there is President Infantino, everybody. There he is. We get him every game. They're making us wait for our Infantino moment. To the 52nd minute there. President Infantino. You love to see him. You don't really, do you? Ziyech down the right-hand side. Buffon. Lovely cross into the near post. Is it going to fall for them? Oh, sliced up in the air. I think it's by Allah on the back post. Oh, that was the best box scene they'd had in the game there. Ugh. Amala, oh, nice ball inside the fullback, held up, slid across the box. Oh, great challenge by Konate. He's playing brilliantly at the back there. Loads of pressure from Morocco here. Amrabat hits the shot. Oh, the chances they made in the first half were kind of half chances. They are making better chances now. Look at this for a tackle by Konate. That is superb. Facing his own goal, keeper out of the picture. Brilliant play by Konate. There to slide in and quite softly just knocking that away. Oh. 1-2 to Sutton with 36. I knew it was some kind of big comeback like that. Here's the first one that went into the box. Varane makes a good challenge there as well. Good from the Moroccans. Nothing wrong with him. Well, that doesn't mean it's not a foul. We don't want to see anyone get injured, do we? Making a meal of it. Contact, but makes the most of it. Yeah, I think I agree. Here we go. Shocking challenge. Cracking challenge. Lovely. Infantino looking cool in his white sneakers. He loves it, doesn't he? Like a dramatic pause. Didn't seem to catch him on the ankle where he was grabbing. No, we often get that, don't we? See someone, oh, they hold their head. And then you realise the contact was down here somewhere, yeah? France 1, Morocco 0. Give and go there. And now he looked like he'd been obstructed. No foul given. It's weird in this World Cup, isn't it? It's almost like they've gone from very strict in the first couple of games to almost quite lenient in the latter stages here in the knockouts. I don't really want to get into refereeing because it gets very boring very quickly, but Amrabat fed back in to Dari. Ziyech. Probably no surprise. Building up down the right-hand side, Morocco, where Mbappe is a brilliant player, but doesn't offer too much cover, does he, from a defensive perspective? Suppose you let your star players get away with that, don't you? They've had a pretty good second half so far, Morocco. Just the look of this France team, though, is what will happen is Morocco will probably play well for 15 minutes, not score. France will have 3 minutes of territory and score the second goal, won't they? Would be a likely scenario. Here's Amrabat. Little slide through the lines. Ziyech. Hakimi. That's the other reason why they're doing well down the right-hand side. Probably got the two best players down there, haven't they, Morocco? Amrabat, Ziyech. Oh, good work. Unai into the box. Unai, can he get it over? Oh, wouldn't quite run. Oof. In the box there. I think it was Hakimi who got in there in the end, the right back. They are playing really nicely at the moment, Morocco. Ziyech into the box. He's beaten Hernandez. going to be a corner, goal kick. And Ziyech disagrees. And Morocco having a real good go. Playing well, Morocco, aren't they? Can they just make that big chance? Just not quite had that killer instinct in the box yet, have they? I think Mbappe is going to need a change of boot here. Or someone to tie his laces, maybe. Thoughts on the double deal today for Watford? Leandro Bacuna, you can still find him, and Mateus Martins. I need to look into that, and actually, to be honest, I've been working on those keyboards all day. Big fan of Mbappe's. Not that big a fan of the way he's gone down on the last two challenges. I appreciate he probably gets some crap off defenders, but we don't like to see quite so dramatic a reaction. Ziyech totally orchestrating while playing near the touch. So he looks good, Ziyech, doesn't he? Deschamps is just readying a sub. I wonder if he'll change shape to just lock up that right-hand side. Here's Fofana, who might be about to go off. Obviously, that wouldn't be a change of shape likely, but 58-18 on the clock. Looks like Deschamps is going to be nice and proactive off the bench here. Seems every team playing France have their not our day moment. It's no coincidence that, Hamza, is it? We have to, grudgingly, because it looks like they might win the whole thing. You have to admire them, don't you? Like we said on the channel many times, Hamza, often late goals and deflected goals, it's not luck, is it? And often the not our day moment is not luck either, is it? Not that I disagree with you. Interesting discussion point, though, isn't it? Speaking of interesting discussion points, keep that chat moving. We love to hear your opinions. If not, it's just me rambling on about what I'm saying. I want to discuss it with you guys in the chat. I want to know what you think. Boufal down the right-hand side. Poor ball inside by Boufal. Germaini does well. Griezmann, nice little toe poke through. Giroud. Mbappe's offside, isn't he? He went too early there. I'd imagine this will get pulled back. Griezmann hits the shot, deflected wide of the post. Surely the offside flag is going up. Mbappe, from my eye test, from the hard camera view, went way too early there. He's miles offside, isn't he? Linesman following the protocols and waiting for the play to develop. Amrabat. Ziyech. Hernandez leaves one on Ziyech there. No foul, though. Unahi, whose value's certainly gone up in this game, hasn't it? He's played well on the big stage. Huge switch of play. They've barely used that left-hand side this half since the substitution. Allah came in for Mazraoui. They do look a bit less balanced, but hey, you'll take that if that means you're fairly dominant down one side, which they have been with Hakimi and Ziyech. I'm guessing not a good tackle that actually by Allah on Griezmann. Bit of a wild one. We still haven't had this substitution yet. Griezmann, Amrabat, I think Fiorentina might be receiving some bids for him at the end of the season. Well, I think Fiorentina sold Vlahovic, didn't they, in January last year? So maybe they'll receive some bids in January. Out it goes to Ziyech again, who's playing so well with Hakimi down the right-hand side. Unai is going to win. No, it's not gone out. Well played, Hernandez. Gets that way down the line. And the Moroccans continue their good second half. None of this matters, though, if they don't score. France will be going through. That's the deal, and we all know it. Amrabat. Dari. Boufal. Boufal down the right-hand side. He's beaten his man. Boufal cuts back. They're just not having that killer edge in the box, are they? Ugh. Unai. Possession must, hopefully FIFA will give us a stat in a minute, must be 70% for the last 10 minutes for the Moroccans, mustn't it? France literally just sitting in and defending now, aren't they? Hakimi. Unai. Here's Ziyech again. He's going to have a run at Fofana. Floats the cross in. Sorry, it's Kanate, excuse me. And they've got it clear to Mbappe now. Is he going to chip and run it? Doubled up on him. And they win it back. Are we finally going to get a substitution? Amrabat turned into Patrick Vieira this tournament. There he is. Leandro Bacuna on a free transfer. Absolute pace merchant. Yeah. One of the fastest I think we've seen. Well, it's not all about pace, is it? I've seen some blooming fast players. I think of Dan James or Adama Traore, who can't quite piece the whole thing together. What's the old saying? Feet are quicker than their brains sometimes. That's not as rude as that's meant to sound, if you know what I mean. Dembele pops the cross in. Be typical France in this tournament to have about 30% possession for 10 minutes, go up the other end and just smash one in the net. Ziyech knocks that back inside. Mbappe, wonder what it would be like if he loses his pace. Have to adapt, wouldn't he? But I suppose if you say of any player, if you took away their biggest strength, of course, they wouldn't be as good. Boufal. Heavy ball there, given away down the line. Got to admire. Yeah, Morocco are causing bother, aren't they? I hate to say it, though. England forced 2 penalties against this French team. They didn't they? Morocco, they just need to go that extra mile and make that big chance. Giroud, I think, is out. Will he be stepping into the final? He gets no say now. Thuram has come in up top. So I don't think they're making any attempt to lock down that right-hand side from Morocco yet. You wonder whether we might see a sort of 4-3-3 type thing, or, well, Thuram's actually gone down to the left. He's gone straight into the play, actually. That might be the solution. They might be sticking Thuram down the left and Mbappe down the middle, which would indeed lock down the left-hand side. We are getting a sub from Morocco in minute 65 here. Out comes En-Nesyri. Oh, and Boufal indeed. Hamdallah, who's wearing 9. Striker coming in. Who else is coming in? Boukal, number 14 of Toulouse, who will be familiar to the French. I would imagine no change of shape. Striker and a winger for a striker and a winger. Yeah, so Deschamps has tried to close down that right-hand side. So Thuram, fresh legs, has gone out to the left where Mbappe was playing. Giroud has obviously gone off, and Mbappe's taken Giroud's position. I love the way the French just basically accept that Mbappe doesn't defend. Fair enough, he's that good at attacking. But Thuram has a fresh pair of legs down that side where Ziyech and Hakimi were dominating into the box. This one goes all launched into the middle and just over the head there of the fresh substitute, Abouklal. Messi and Ronaldo both got clever when they lost their pace. Yes, they very much did. At what point does Giroud get chucked on with desperation? Surely we get chair first, don't we? Adama Traore is a FIFA player when the joystick gets jammed. Yeah, right. Championship or World Cup, what do you prefer? Oh. Apples and oranges. Gareth Southgate in the chat there. Giroud out for some more pace with Thuram. It's exactly what they've done. Makes you wonder how England would have fared against Morocco. Would have been a fun game, wouldn't it? Shame. We will never know. Hakimi foul on Thuram. Just steams in a bit too aggressive there. Thank you all the support, guys, tonight and throughout the World Cup, actually. It's been absolutely brilliant. We've only just recently gone back to watch-alongs here on the channel, having been developing the old garage here, renovating it. So let me know how you want us to proceed and continue, obviously, with the watch-along stuff as we go on. I put some stuff on Patreon today about the YouTube content and what we're planning. Griezmann free kick in from the left. Oof, let that bounce as well. It's half cleared. Koundé. Oh, nice feet, Koundé. Lovely play. Across it goes. Mbappe works to the left foot. Big block. Headed in by Varane and headed clear. There's a really good block in there from Mbappe's shot. Offside flag has gone up, however. Yeah, do let me know. I've been enjoying the watch-along, so we can drop in, obviously, some championship games, maybe some Premier League games as well, if that's what you guys want. A fair few calls now to bring back the live prediction show. If you want that, we'll always give the people what they want. Now we've got the capacity to do it again. Brilliant run here by Dembele. Down the right, Dembele just has it nicked off him by Amala. They seem to produce quite a lot of, what's the word? Intense, frantic central midfielders, the Moroccans here. Or maybe it's just the way they're set up to play in this tournament. But the sub, Amala's been decent, number 15. He's really just got himself in the game, really been proactive, which I think kind of sums up this Moroccan side in this second half. Hakimi, nice ball down the line. Hamdallah, the substitute, poor touch by him, gives it away. Oh, nice feet there. Fofana. Here's Thuram. Oh, is he? Oh, that's going to be a foul. It's probably going to be a yellow as well, isn't it? Thuram's causing trouble down the left. If you thought Mbappe was direct, if he gets away without a yellow for that, he's done well. Dari. Thuram just did him. Just took him out, didn't he? A yellow card stays in the pocket. So I think only Boufal, is that right? Booked in this game? None of the subs have been booked, have they? No. 4 subs already made by the Moroccans, who are trailing. 20 minutes away from full time, which would mean France going into the finals of the World Cup. Griezmann with the free kick. Konate putting his fingers in his ears for some reason. Lots of shouting going on, presumably. Referee's telling Varane he's offside. I think Varane knows what he's doing and there's some kind of plan here. He was actually offside when that went in, but they did find Konate there on the back post. He heads it wide. Ian, at risk of sounding, I really missed the super streams, perhaps Christmas, New Year. Yeah, it's just going to be difficult, Ian. I mean, you'll be very pleased to know I'm working on in the background on the EFL highlights show, which does literally just wipe out all of Saturday, but may be good for my career in the long run. So, yeah, we did really enjoy the super streams last season of a Saturday and in lockdown, of course. Seems like an eternity ago now, doesn't it? Hernandez knocks that one up the line to Thuram, who has made a difference, hasn't he? Down that left-hand side. Griezmann nicks in, wins it. Amrabat fouls him. Clever from Griezmann, isn't it? 71. 54 on the clock. France normally, and maybe it's not the game, normally bringing Coman, don't they? Around this point for Dembele, but you wonder whether they'll drop Griezmann out and stick another central midfielder in just to shore that up. Varane, little knock inside. And Lloris clears it long. Nice chest down by not Mbappe. Nice chest down by Thuram, looking for Mbappe, who hasn't managed to get on the ball in that central sort of striking position yet. You know, it's probably curtains if he does. A little bit easier to marshal there. In theory, less space. In practice, he's lightning fast. Deschamps looks like he's planning another sub, just figuring out what the strategy is here. But the French manager, who knows what it's like to win, Fofana now breaking away. Thuram down the left-hand side. Thuram, little slide inside. Fofana continued the run. Horrible finish. Swung at that one. It looked like he didn't have any belief he was going to stick that in the net. Griezmann outstandingly reads the game, but he does, doesn't he? He just knows where that ball is headed. Look how deep he is, though. I said, will France shore the midfield up? It's a midfield free virtually at the moment. Griezmann in there, crossed in, looking for the sub, Hamdallah. Griezmann again cleverly gets in there first, wins the ball, draws the foul. Smart cookie. Doing you the watch alongs and live streams in general, but only the midweek ones because I work weekends. We'll try and give people what they want as we go forward. Perhaps on reflection, as I said on my Patreon vlog today, maybe I'd made it a bit repetitive on the channel, so I do apologise for that. Always trying our best just to give the people what they want, but yeah, I'm not beyond holding my hands up and saying maybe we'd fallen a little bit into review predictions, review, etc. So I will endeavour to do better. Varane, Kanate. Oh, they've won it really high up now. Hamdallah into the box. Oh, he couldn't just sort out a shot. It's still alive. Oh, the cross is blocked. They have done the head it, kick it. Last-ditch defending well there. Hamdallah did have a chance to pull the trigger there. He wanted an extra touch, didn't he? Didn't he? Aboukhlal was following in, didn't manage to cut it back, and now France are quickly up on the left wing. Chouameni, and we're back at walking pace. Morocco back in shape. Getting near, yes, SHIT or bust time. What a tournament for them. Can they get back in the game? What they lack in star power to the French, they certainly make up for in tenacity, don't they, and determination. But will the lack of quality kill them in the end? They've had good penalty box scenes 3 or 4 times in this half now. And I dare say, I don't want to oversimplify, but if you'd put the French front four in the same penalty box scenes in the second half, they would have got a goal out of at least one of them, wouldn't they? Easy to say, unfalsifiable argument, of course, because you'll never know. But I'm sure you take the point I'm trying to make. Now we are about to get another Morocco sub, which will be the last one, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless we go to extra time, they'll get an extra one. Ezel Zuli. So apologies. Doesn't look like we're going to be seeing either of the championship players. Elias Chair or Anas Saruri. They're into the box again, though. And again, the lack of quality at the final point. Letting the Moroccans down. Are they substituting the substitute? Why are they doing that? A bit of an odd one, that. Amala, who came on in the 21st minute, to be fair, has come off for Ezel Zuli, another one who plays in Spain for Osasuna. And are we getting our co-man for Dembele sub that we always get from France? Dembele's trotting off. I haven't seen who's waiting on the touchline. I assume it's Kingsley Coman. No, it's not. Kolo Muani comes in. Why break the habit of a lifetime? Because you're nearly in the World Cup final. That is why. I'm going to go 4-3-3 now. I said they might do that, didn't I? I say a lot of stuff, though. Where is Muani gone? No, he's just gone over onto the right wing. So it is a like-for-like swap. I don't know what Coman's done wrong. Gone for Muani in this game. Here's Fofana. Nice break by Fofana and Mbappe. Or lovely turn by Mbappe. On it goes Thuram. Thuram into the box. Stands his man up. Back to Mbappe. Nice feet by Mbappe again. Great feet by Mbappe. Blocked. And the substitute has stuck it into the back of the net. You have to give one of those for Didier Deschamps there. France are going to the World Cup final. And everything, and I mean everything, is falling for the French here. They literally throw on a sub, and his first touch is to tap the ball into the back of the net. It wasn't all about luck, though, because there's some great feet in the build-up from both Thuram and from Mbappe, and it is 2-0 to the French. What a substitution, that one, from Deschamps. There's me saying, what's Coman done wrong? Well, the substitute scores in seconds. It's a lovely turn by Mbappe in the build-up, pokes it forward. Thuram, good feet again, really good from Mbappe. Inside, outside, he draws so many defenders across, and it's just a tap-in. Little bit sleepy, I think, from Allah on the back post there. Yeah, he's fast asleep, isn't he, actually? Ball watching, admiring Mbappe's skill, I think. And as it breaks, Muani is alive, and he thinks this lark is easy. Straight into the World Cup semi-final and scores within seconds. Deschamps loves that. Give himself a pat on the back for that substitution. France are going to the World Cup final. It's going to be Messi versus Mbappe in the final. Hakimi looks on. He's offside. I must admit, I wasn't looking for offside. I'm sure VAR will chalk it off if he was. Not impressed by France despite the score. We'll see. They've just played in moments, haven't they, France? And that was certainly enough to beat England, and it's been enough. Similar pattern where Morocco have been, I mean, I don't like the term, by far the better side or in control or whatever, because how can you control a game? You're losing 2-0. You're literally not in control if you're losing 2-0, are you? Why would you control a game in that way? But yeah, unlucky Morocco. Showed heart. Yeah, just lacked the quality. Maybe Morocco's heart with England's technical ability. Maybe a hybrid of those two approaches could have got past the French. Alas, no. And the French are headed to the final. Unless, and I say this just as a caveat, excuse me, to cover my backside in case anyone clips that out, unless we get a madness of the last few minutes in this one. Unlikely, though, really, isn't it? Whoa. Here's Mbappe over on his more familiar left side now. Good work by Mbappe. Hernandez. Varane. Just in those penalty boxes, yeah. XG in this game, 0.28 to Morocco, 2.09 in France's favour. So purely in terms of chance quality, forget possession, forget what Morocco have done. In the penalty boxes, France, and we said it against England, didn't we? They've just done the business, haven't they? Here is Hakimi. Amrabat. Morocco will keep going, but France can just sit in now. And they've got the substitutes both on, haven't they? Mouani, the goal scorer, and Thuram, fresh legs. And if that wasn't enough pace, they've still got Mbappe down the middle. They're just so dangerous in the box, looking to take men on, looking to play the killer ball. That's the difference, isn't it? And he's fast asleep, isn't he? 25, Allah. And we are genuinely in. I could have scored that one. A nice little tap in for Mouani to make it 2-0. $83 gone. Morocco look like, well, basically the Morocco need to score in the next minute or two, don't they? They've got themselves a free kick. We did see a mad comeback in the quarterfinal, didn't we, between Argentina and Netherlands. Big screaming match going on between Raphael Varane and Yamik. They don't want to lose their heads here. Referee making a big show of talking to both players. In one ear, out the other. They'll probably continue sledging each other. Right, finally we get the free kick. Another really narrow setup by Morocco. They've done this a few times. Ziyech, I'm sure they'll spread out now. Surely there's one offside there. It's headed away, so it's academic that. And here is Allah. Just prodded away there by Mouani, the super sub. As we tick up to 85 minutes. France 2, Morocco 0. France heading to the final to face Argentina. Mbappe versus Messi in the final. Amrabat, Ziyech, Hamdallah, Hakimi, Amrabat. Big switch of play. Lovely ball. Allah knocks it down. Not such a lovely ball. Down the line it goes. Swung into the box. They got the first head on it. It's going to fall to Ziyech. Ziyech, poor. He's trying to beat his man. Completely overplays that. And it's going to be a goal kick to the French, who know if they concede one or fewer goals in the next 4 minutes plus stoppage time, job done. Lloris with the goal kick. Kill about 30 seconds here. Flicked on by Thuram. Mbappe chases. Here's Hakimi. Mbappe's PSG teammate. Foul on Ziyech by Thuram. Good point. Good thing about overperforming international teams. No one can pinch your players. That is very true. They'll be back, the Moroccans. Hakimi. Down the right he goes. Oh, he's kept that in. Did that go out? Interesting. We'll trust the linesman. Thought he might have kept that in. I've been wrong before. Kolo Muani will build the next big thing. I've heard that too many times. You'll have to be more specific than next big thing. Who's he play for? Frankfurt. 24 years old. There's a Frenchman with a drum. Having a lovely old time. FIFA have not shown us a replay of whether that ball went out or not. Feels like that's not the first time that's happened this tournament. Move on. Allah inside, given away. That pesky Griezmann reading the play really nicely. Again. Amrabat wins the Edda. Is Muani. Kanate. Hernandez, the goal scorer. That really swung the game so heavily in France's favour with how we knew it was likely to play out. Goal inside 5 minutes in this one. Bided their time, France, didn't they? Got the second one. Amrabat. Allah. Into the last minute. Little lob over the top. Is he onside? No, he's not. Abuklal drills the shot in, but he went a little bit too early. And we're about to find out how much stoppage time there's going to be in this one. Yeah, he's offside, isn't he? Right call by the linesman. Moroccan fans in the stands looking like they're accepting defeat. Yes, let's do man of the match. Let me know who you've got. It's been a fairly well-rounded team performance. I think Kanate was very good for about 15 minutes for the French when they were under the most pressure. Griezmann has popped up. In useful times. He hasn't really dominated. Like I say, no one's really dominated the game from a French point of view. So probably Kanate or Griezmann, but Kanate won't win it because he's a centre-half, will he? So maybe Griezmann will, just for his sheer nous. And for Morocco, obviously, that right-hand side in the second half has been very good. Hakimi and Ziyech, and the two lads in central midfield, Amrabat and Unahi, very good indeed. Agree, Griezmann is a pest, very talented pest. More to his game than being a pest, of course, but yeah, magnificent tournament from Morocco. I do agree with that. Done superbly well. I didn't have them getting through the group stage. Who did I have? Belgium and Croatia going through. I think a lot of people would have had that 1-2. But Morocco were having none of it, were they? Mbappe, Thuram. 6 minutes of stoppage time, by the way. We've played 1.5. Our brilliant skill by Mbappe, who's driving goalwards. Mbappe trying to power his way through. Hakimi sliding in there in the box and winning it back. Oh, Hakimi's slipped that forward. Oh, Ziyech was in down the right-hand side. Good tackle, though, by Hernandez, who's also been very decent, hasn't he? Those afterburners just go on from Mbappe. He's just brutally quick, isn't he? Ziyech. Staying the bleeding obvious, I know, but it's quite something when he gets going, isn't it? When he's playing down the middle as well, there are proper R9 original Ronaldo vibes, aren't there? Of just, you can be in the right place, you can be quick, you can be strong, but very hard to stop him. Ziyech down the right. Knocks it back up the line. Amrabat. Amrabat puts the cross in. Oh, bad touch there by Griezmann. Does it go loose? They've got the block in again. Unahi into the box. Hits the shot over the bar corner. '93 about to go up. Just no quitting them. No, absolutely not. Amrabat receives the short corner. In it goes. Headed out to Unahi. Shot. I think it hits the arm there, but he's trying to keep his hands right close to his chest. So arm's definitely not in an unnatural position there. Here comes Ezel Zuli. Powering into the box. Brilliant run. Can he cut it back? He can, but is there going to be a shot? Oh, they're just destined not to score in this game. Oh, cleared off the line by Koundé. That would have made for a very interesting last 2 minutes, put it that way. It's going to be a throw-in. One or two Moroccans who've put... You're telling me, yeah, particularly those two central midfielders. Amrabat of Fiorentina and his mate in there, Unahi of Angers in France. Clipped in there, high foot. Be lovely if we actually got to see a replay of that chance cleared off the line. We're going to now. Really good run, very similar to the one from Messi yesterday, all the way around the back. Shot goes in. He's literally 2 yards out. The shot goes in from Unahi, takes the deflection. Hamdallah is onside. You think just any kind of contact will take it over the line, but it goes straight at Koundé. They're just destined to win this, aren't they, France? Deary me. Hakimi has got it in the corner. Heavy ball back. Kill some time on France's behalf. But the truth is, this is all done. 95-17 on the clock and 2-0 to France. They're trying to keep some semblance of a press going just for the remaining 30 seconds. Well played, Morocco, though. Brilliant effort to get all the way through to this semi-final. Referee plays advantage there. Amrabat virtually falling over and catching the ball. And this will take us to the last phase of play in this semi-final. Hakimi looks useful. Yeah, he won't need any kind of shot window, will he? A PSG right back already. And the final whistle has gone. Congratulations to the French. They've just been brutal in this World Cup, haven't they? When they have a moment, they score. They play the penalty boxes. Brilliant. They have this eerie sense of control over this tournament, don't they? The French. The keeper's playing well. They're knocking home their chances and they are in the final. It's a round of applause from me for Morocco for getting this far, but it's going to be France versus Argentina in the final. Messi versus Mbappe. Another chance for Deschamps. France could go 2 for 2, back-to-back World Cups, not since Brazil in 58 and 62 has anybody done that. Last back-to-back finalists, I think, would be crikey. Argentina 2014, Germany 2010, no. 2000, probably Brazil 98 and 2002 as well, but France are going to back-to-back finals. We'll just quickly bang out the numbers real quick. 61% possession to the Moroccans, but look at the XG. I think that's so telling, isn't it? Could they make themselves big, high-quality chances? Not to the extent that France could. They just nail it, don't they? But 14 shots to 13. Just those big chances did not come for the Moroccans. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Helen. Well done, Morocco. So we will be back then. The final is on Sunday, isn't it? I think Sunday at like 3 p.m. or something, isn't it? Let me have a double check. Yeah, Sunday at 3 p.m. Might even do Luton v Millwall before it. But no, we'll definitely be back. And then the World Cup is over and we can get fully back into our domestic coverage. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Back-to-back finals, France, amazing. Yeah, of course, in the final as well in 2006, in the final against Italy, lost on penalties, didn't they? Did they lose on penalties? Yeah, it did go to penalties in that final, didn't it? And obviously in 98 in the final and won it. Great performance from Morocco. Amrabat, brilliant. Griezmann, man of the match. Looking forward to the final. See if we can try and enjoy it. Take our England hats off. Get over the disappointment. Hakimi and Mbappe having a good old chat. Teammates there post-game. Morocco, team they can be proud of. Yeah, they should get brilliant reception at home. Terrific performance from the Moroccans, but they are done. And it is France into the final to face Messi and Argentina. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Before you go, just hit like just to get us up those rankings in YouTube. And we will see you all very soon. Thank you.